your queer culture, oh my God. And see, the funny thing is, my good friend, because I was dating somebody who was a late bloomer, and she was like, I am so excited for her because she gets to learn all the things that we learned back when we were coming out, like Ani DeFranco, the Indigo Girls, tattoo, all this queer culture that we learned, all the movies that we watched, all of these things. And she was so excited. She's like, I wish that I could go back and just like have that cleared from my brain and learn all these things again, because it was just so amazing to grow and learn from all this stuff. And then the person that I was dating was like, I don't really care about that shit. And I was like, what? How can you not care about your culture, your history? Like, you're coming out. Like, these are things that I feel that if you need to know something, like, because you have these freedoms. It's just like with anything. Oh man. I'm just like, have so many things running through my head right now, because it's kind of, I was like thinking about going to school. You go to school, you know the subject, you're going for school for this subject, you're learning everything about it. But the difference is, this is your life. Like, the struggle that myself as an older queer and the queers before me had to go through to get to where we are. And I feel like a lot of people do not care, and that makes me sad. People don't care. And I think it has to do with the privilege, because a lot of people don't care about anything. And it's because they're privileged and they never had to deal with it. So even if they came out of the closet back then, which they probably would have never, come to think of it. But anybody in that with privilege, I think it would have been different. Yeah, because then I think of Heathers, the movie Heathers, the original, where he's like, I love my dead gay son. That part, I was thinking of that. And a lot of the privileged queer people, like, took their lives. Like, they didn't rebel like us not privileged at all queer people. Like, we rebelled against it. And I don't even really feel like I was rebelling. I wasn't conforming. And I guess that is sort of rebelling, I guess. That's why my name is Tisa Rebel Beltran. Just kidding. I guess, I don't know. I'm just going on a tangent here on, like, the things that I've been seeing, because I finished the latest episode of Sex and the City. And then, but you know what I really do love? Work in Progress. I fucking love that show. Now, that is a show that some people can identify with, especially for her freaking being queer and dating a trans person. Like, come on. Give me shows that we can identify with, because a lot of this shit, I'm not, like, the majority of the people are not privileged people that can identify. We're not rich white women in New York finding our sexuality at 55 and having sex with a podcast person who does stand-up comedy and has no respect for anybody and smokes weed in front of them, even though she doesn't ask if it's okay sometimes, and it just drives me crazy, and doesn't find out if the person, oh man, that character, she really irks me. They really irk me. God dang it. Pronouns. I'm still getting used to pronouns. Sarah Ramirez's pronouns. I'm still getting used to it, because we've seen them throughout history. Just kidding. We've seen them throughout, Grey's Anatomy and everything like that. And they just came out in, 2020, I think it was? And so it's still hard, and I'm working on it, so please don't blast me. I'm working on it. I'm working on pronouns. Because you know what? I respect pronouns. For my pronouns, I don't, like, call me sir, call me ma'am, but, I even did posted on Twitter a few weeks ago, because at the coffee shop, the girl called me ma'am, and I was just like, ew, like, don't call me ma'am. Like, in my head, of course, I didn't tell her that. Because in my head, I was like, I don't feel like a ma'am. And then I was like, I think I would have rather been called sir, because ma'am, there's the negative connotation against it, but like ma'am in the bedroom is totally different. Sorry. for whoever. Ma'am in the bedroom is totally different. Sir in the bedroom is totally different. But being called ma'am at a store is different. So I just didn't like it. But then I went to the tire place next, and I was wearing heavier, big clothes. You couldn't see my breasts. I was wearing a hat. I have a shaved head. I was wearing a mask. So they're like, "Sir, can I help you?" And I was just like, ew. The audacity of this white man calling me sir. So I think it mostly had to do with it being a white man. So it's totally different. So I didn't like that. And, oh man. I guess what I'm basically saying, I am glad that we have representation on TV and film and media. But sometimes I don't think that they hit it on the head. You know? Like a majority of it, like, okay, growing up watching Sex in the City, okay, that was different. That was really me dreaming of going to New York. Like, I love New York. I have loved New York, but I have not been. And hopefully this year, well, got my fingers crossed, but the way COVID is going, even Adele canceled again. But that was no shade to Adele. I love you. I saw her in 2001. No. Wow. No. 2011. She would have been a babe then. She would have been like 11 in 2001, I think. I saw her in 2011 in Vegas and at the Cosmo. And it was the best thing ever. I am so thankful that I love music, that when I hear somebody and I'm like, they're going to be famous, I need to go see them now. And before the tickets are crazy, like, this is what I feel and what I hear. When I hear somebody and I'm like, they're going to make it. They're going to be so big. So when they come in concert, I'm like, there. And that's what I did with Dua Lipa, because I saw Dua Lipa. I cannot believe it's already been that long. I saw Dua Lipa like 4 years ago in Vegas, and I am so thankful that I saw her in concert, because now those tickets are fucking ridiculous. I am thankful that I saw Adele, because you can't even get them now. And, you know, just a lot of people. I'm thankful that I'm thankful that I was taught to go to concerts. I'd like to thank my older brother Albert. If you listen to this podcast, I have no idea who listens to this podcast in my family, and I don't want to know. But thank you for listening, and hit and like and subscribe, because we can't see who subscribes with this platform. So just go ahead and do that. But I started going to concerts since I was a kid, like young, like for real, because my older brothers and sisters, my first concert, I'm trying to remember what my first concert was. It was either New Kids on the Block or Whitney Houston. Like, my dad took me to Whitney Houston and 2 friends. He got 4 free tickets because he was in the Air Guard. He was in the National Guard, and he had 4 free tickets from work. So it was me and him, and then I took 2 girls that were my friends. I thought they were my friends, but I don't think that they were. Let me be clear. They were not my friends. They were mean. They were mean girls. And I took them with me to the concert. So I saw Whitney Houston. I cannot believe, like, isn't that crazy? I saw Whitney Houston. Wow. And so it was either New Kids on the Block or Whitney Houston was my first concert. And then I also saw Nirvana. So I've grown up going to concerts and how magical they are. And I miss going to concerts. Hold on, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. The cough went away. And I have no drink by me because I was just like in the shower. And I'm like, these are the things that I want to talk about. And I need to do it before I have homework. And I was going to do overtime. Son of a bitch. I wasn't going to do overtime. I might not do overtime. Damn it. I also don't want to be sitting anymore. But, anyway. Yeah. Concerts. Music. Everything. Culture. All of these things. Like, see, people tell me I've never been to a concert. And I'm like, what? I am in shock. Because we grew up going to concerts. Like, that's where we went to fucking get crazy and dance and have a great time. And times change, things change, people change. Apparently in a pandemic, a lot of shit is changing. And, you know, we can still hold on to that little normal that we know, and that is going to concerts. So once the shit gets taken care of and hopefully a little bit normal, then we'll be going to more concerts. But as of right now, I've been to one concert last year. That was Alanis Morissette, and that was rough. And this was during this, was it summer? I don't even know. I think it was summer. And that was rough because COVID was still around, but it wasn't the new variants where it was crazy as it is now. So my friend and I, who I took, we had our blanket down, and people, like, they sold out, and it was just, everybody was so on top of each other, and I was like, fuck this. And we put masks on. It was nasty. Like, but now we can't even really go to a concert because everybody's canceling, and that sucks. So we'll see what happens in a few weeks, because Margaret Cho's coming, and I love her, and for my birthday, I got tickets. So we'll see what happens. She might cancel because a lot of shit, she's going through a lot. She's my friend on TikTok. I was one of the first people that she followed, and I was so excited about it. And I was like, fucking Margaret Cho's on here. I don't even know how she found me, but I'm happy that she found me. But she's one of my friends on TikTok, and I love her. And she was a big part of my queer life. And I think she's only a few years older than me, I think. And she was just a big part of my life with her stand-up and her shows and just everything. She's just amazing, and she's going through a lot right now because of everybody passing away. You know, Bob Saget and somebody else passed away today. Oh shit, it slipped my mind, but it just sucks. So she's not feeling too good. It's not like we're besties or anything. I was just one of the first people she followed, and I was so excited. We're not besties. I don't talk to her. We're not one-on-one homies. But if she wants to be, hey, Margaret Cho, I'm pretty sure you don't listen to my show, but I will tag you when I advertise this tonight. And she was a huge influence on queer life. Like, she is bisexual. She might be identifying as pansexual. Who knows what she identifies as? But she identified as bisexual. She fucking was telling stories of fucking women, fucking men. Like, she... Ooh. I wonder if Che's character was based off of her. Oh! But they are totally not hitting it. They're totally missing it, because there's no way. But anyways, yeah. Margaret Cho, she's the one that I want. Definitely. I would totally date her so hard. My friend was like, why don't you date her? And I'm like, yeah. Because that's who she's gonna... he's so funny. But anyway. Going on a different route. Anyhow. But I do appreciate you guys listening tonight. And I went on tangents about all of these things in true form of who I am. And if you're a new listener, go ahead and subscribe, like, follow on all the platforms. It's _rebel, _riot, on mostly everything. And on Facebook, I believe it's Rebel Riot LLC. So check me out. Please like, love, do whatever you can, because they're starting to get crazy and loud outside, so I'm going to have to go. And I think my brother should be home with dinner soon. Also, there's new paintings up. I just painted one, and my nephew painted the other, and that is on _rebel, _riot, on Instagram. So check that out. Also, I don't know when we're going to do another shot about it because of this beautiful thing called COVID. Hoping eventually soon. Maybe we could do it over the phone or something if we're up to it. But I'll definitely let you guys know because I actually don't drink. So that's kind of weird, right? But I don't drink, and so we'll see how we're going to... That's why, like, last episode, I was like, how am I going to do Shot About It? So if you're new here, Shot About It is the other show that I have on Rebel Riot. It is a show where me and my friends get together, and we do shots and talk about life, and they get pretty crazy. And my friend texted me one day and was like, I am listening to your podcast, and you guys are fucking crazy. And I'm like, thank you. So, Maybe I'll make an exception for Shot about it because